What is up, guys? Michael coming back at you with another video. Now, I just recorded this entire video and realized that the audio was all popcorny. So it sounded terrible, so I gotta record the whole thing. But to start off, I do want to apologize for missing last week's upload. I know, I try to upload every week. This last week, been super busy. I had a couple of video interviews with potential companies to work after I graduate, one of which was a coding interview. So I had to study for that. It took a lot of time, and that took a little bit of priority. I also then went to York for the weekend. My friend down in England for a little bit, so I just didn't have time to record. But I'm back, my QL, boy Michael, giving you the knowledge, the brain food. So I'm just gonna address this in every video. Not that, but this. Might hear like a very little low noise. There's just no music or anything, because my laptop is just, apparently OBS is just cranking this thing to the max. So hop into the meat and potatoes of this video here. I've been studying abroad at the University of Edinburgh in Scotland for about, I want to say, 3 weeks or so. So I want to address the question, is studying abroad actually worth it, or is it overrated? And do people regret it? Maybe. I'm probably gonna have, pictures and videos rolling, maybe somewhere around here, of just cool things that I've seen so far. I wanted to address, since I've been here for about 3 weeks, my experiences so far, and give you a little bit of an update. So the short answer is yes, it's absolutely worth it. And that's it. I'll see you guys in the next video. But to actually talk on the points why it's worth it, pretty much every point in this is going to be very corny, just like my microphone. Well, my microphone was popcorny. It's always good to be corny now and again. All right, just to hop into it. Why is it actually worth it? Why do I think it's actually worth it? I'm gonna look up some stats too, just to back my argument up a little bit, okay? If you do want to skip to just the statistics I looked up, you support why studying abroad is actually a really good idea, I'm gonna put a time link down in the description below. So obviously studying abroad gives you a lot of perspectives on different cultures. So since I'm in Scotland, the culture's not too different. It's still a Western country, it's still English speaking, but there are a lot of things that are a little bit different. Sort of cool to see, making me feel a little bit more cultured. Also, I think my accent's getting a little bit nice. Do it now and again. Also, my 2 lights broke. My nice little ring lights that I put like up near the camera a little bit. They didn't break, they're just out of battery, so I gotta use this lamp, making everything like more yellow looking. Then my mic was messed up. Basically everything's in shambles, but I had to get it to you. I had to get some video to you guys. As I was saying, some of the cultural differences I noticed in Scotland versus the States are, maybe this is just a California thing, but people in California, they eat a lot healthier than in the UK from what I've seen. Here, there's like no vegetables. So if you don't like vegetables, Scotland's your boy. It's just different. I mean, maybe their, produce imports are a little bit different. I do know that like organic is not as big here. I think just because they like naturally use less pesticides versus the States, so there's like less of a push for organic farms. That's a little bit to my knowledge, but what do I really know? Not much. But yeah, there's like no vegetables served with anything. It's like all meats. I mean, you can get vegetables, but just like less prevalent. Maybe that's just a California thing. I'm a veggie boy out here. I'm trying to eat healthy. I got that lack of vitamin D. I gotta make up vitamins somewhere. Another cultural thing I noticed is that there's a lot of cigarette smokers here. Like actually cigarettes, not Juuls, not the Juul lads. They do have the fat mods though. Like the radios, those big ones. I got a ton of those here. And also real cigarettes. Wasn't used to seeing people smoke a lot. Another, give me a little bit of different perspectives. One really cool thing though, every building here is super old. Like McDonald's will be in like a 1600s bank building. Every building is old. I know that's not true in every city, but in Edinburgh, like every single building is old. It's super cool. Love Castle. Oh, but one more thing on the cultural thing. Since I'm studying abroad in an English-speaking country, I think the culture shock was a little bit lessened. When I went to Paris, I felt a little bit more culture shock, just because it's more different and people interact differently, expect different things. And it wasn't English speaking. So from what I'm saying, this is my experience in like an English speaking country, but I'm sure it'll be just as rewarding, if not more, in a non-English or non-Western country. But another reason is you meet amazing people, absolutely fantastic people when you study abroad. That was my biggest fear. Studying abroad was that like no one wants to be alone doing all adventurous stuff. I mean, that's cool. I can make YouTube videos. I can talk to a couple people who actually watch these videos. But it's really fun to do that with other people too. So if any of my my friends currently here at the University of Edinburgh are watching this. Mean a lot to me. Glad I met you. Also, thanks for watching this video. Meet a lot of fantastic people. I do hang out with a lot of California people because it's very easy to relate. Know a lot of the same things, you know, not a lot of the same culture, but I do hang out with my flatmates as well, most of which are from the UK. So, you know, we get to talk about, you know, the differences, about what they see in movies, what's real, what I see in movies, things like that, you know? I think living somewhere, it is important to hang out with people that are from the culture, just so you can get a bit more cultured. I keep saying that, but you know what I mean. Another reason, if you are worried about grades, I've heard that depending on the university you go to in the States, foreign universities can actually be easier. So just as a little bit of an example, the University of Edinburgh, pretty much every class you get like 0 assignments. So that could be good or bad. In the States, and if you're a freshman, you don't know this, buckle up, but you pretty much get assignments every week in the States. Like for one of your classes, for every class, you basically have like some sort of assignment or reading due every week. Where here in Edinburgh, it's like you have one assignment for one class for the entire semester and you have a final exam. So there's like no midterms. It's like final exam, assignment. For a lot of my classes, it's like final exam is 60%, essay 40%. That's your grade. Don't mess up on the assignment and you know, you could do really well. Also, the credits transfer is insane. I'm taking like the minimum amount of credits and it transfers to like a huge amount of units at UCSD. If I do well, which I hope I do, it'll be a huge GPA booster, which I am looking forward to. Also, this may sound a bit corny, but basically, in essence, you're like an adventurer studying abroad. Get to do all these cool things. It's just more fun. It's like pub culture, as an example, is a huge thing in Scotland, and it's not a huge thing in the States. There's not a ton of like actual pubs. It's like a lot of bars. Going to a pub, just chilling with your lads or your lassies. So chill, so sick, dude. But it's, you know, just refreshing. And you get to do a lot of cool things. You get to travel to a lot of new places and get that sense of wonder back. So if you're a freshman, you get a lot of wonder going to college. You're like, whoa, all this stuff is new. That quickly stops when you're a sophomore, junior, and then when you're in my position, a senior. You want that sort of sense of, you know, wonder again, you know? And studying abroad is one way of getting that back. I'm just gonna look up some stats for you guys here. UC Merced did a study about study abroad students. So read off this bad boy here. 97% of study abroad students found employment within 12 months of graduation, when only 49% of college graduates found employment in the same period. I did not know that. That was not my motivation for studying abroad, but there's a correlation there for some reason. Only 5% higher starting salaries. That's how much more study abroad students earn than those college graduates who do not study abroad. British study found their study abroad graduates out-earn their peers by 17%. That is pretty crazy. Honestly, I've never read these stats. This would convince me more. 90% of study abroad alumni who applied got into their first or second choice grad school. These seem fake, honestly. These percentages are insane. Cheers, UC Merced. 84% of study abroad alumni felt their studies abroad helped them build valuable skills for the job market. A second study confirms this at 85%. That culture, boys, that pub culture will give you the skills for employment, obviously. 40% of US businesses failed to expand due to a dearth of staff international experience. I'm not sure what the word dearth means, but okay, dearth. 80% of study abroad students reported that study abroad allowed them to better adapt better to diverse work environments. Okay, that typo there seems a little, I mean, they do have references here, but you know, the typo doesn't help the validity of what they're saying. But they're diverse work environments, you know. 70% of study abroad alumni claim that because of study abroad, they were more satisfied with their jobs. Interesting statistic there. 59% of employers said study abroad would be valuable in an individual's career later on with their organization. Again, new cultures, pub culture, it's getting you ready, boys. It's getting you ready. 34% of study abroad alumni claim that study abroad helped them choose their career field, like international stuff. Maybe that helps decide a little bit. And there's 19% lower unemployment rates were found among study abroad alumni, according to a British study. So, you know, you're not seeing a lot of downsides here. I mean, this is to support, I imagine, UC Merced's study abroad program. So, okay, let's read some study abroad graduation academic performance. 100% greater improvement in GPA post-study abroad. Student GPAs tend to rise as they approach the completion of their undergraduate degree. Interesting, I guess you just get smarter. Students who study abroad saw their GPAs rise twice as quickly as a result of going abroad compared to students who stayed in town, according to a Georgia study. So as I was saying, didn't read this earlier, but GPA boosts if you're out there for it, and 19% more likely to graduate. That describes how study abroad participants are more likely to graduate than non-participants by 6 years. Even at 4 years, study abroad participants are 15% more likely to graduate based on a UC San Diego study. Let's go, dude. Nice. Let's go, UCSD. Out here. UT Austin and Georgia data show a similar trend. And some just last statistics here about studying abroad and personality. 97%. So that was a University of Maryland study on IES Abroad's study abroad program. Alumni found that students attributed study abroad to increased maturity. I guess that sort of makes sense. You're kind of on your own. 96% of study abroad alumni claimed an increase in self-confidence, voice crack, self-confidence attributed to study abroad. Lastly, 89% of study abroad alumni reported that study abroad facilitated a greater tolerance for ambiguity. And then there's just some random non-percentage. A German study compared personality development and found that students who studied abroad showed improvements in 5 core traits compared to their peers who did not study abroad. These traits are openness, conscientiousness, extroversion, agreeableness, and emotional stability. So guys, if all of those amazing UC Merced stats don't convince you enough, my emotional, touching explanation of mine and all these beautiful pictures that have been playing in videos have not convinced you yet, take a look for me. Take a look, comment down below on what you're nervous about, what you're excited about, what you're looking into, what countries you're looking into. But I hope you guys liked the video. I made a pre-video about studying abroad before I came to Scotland. If you guys do want to check that out, it's going to be here. If you guys like the video, consider hitting that like button, that subscribe button, tuning in to a future video of mine, commenting down below something, just comment down something. Comment down like what country you would want to go to, or if you're thinking about studying abroad. Again, my name is Michael, M-I-Q-L. I make college advice videos when you need them, British accents when you need them. Forever and cheers, lads. I'll see you guys in a future video.